The Great Tax Regime Showdown Round 1 fight. Friends, countrymen, taxpayers, gather round, for today we delve into the thrilling world of tax regimes. Don't run away. It's more exciting than it sounds, I promise. See, in 2020, the Indian government decided to shake things up. They introduced a brand spanking new tax regime, hoping to simplify things and put more money in your pocket. But hold on. They also kept the old one around, just to keep things interesting. This leaves you, dear taxpayer, with a choice. Do you stick with the familiar embrace of the old tax regime, with its labyrinthine deductions and exemptions? Or do you take a gamble on the new kid, offering lower tax rates but fewer deductions? Buckle up, Buttercup, we're about to break this down. The old guard, familiar, but is it friendly? Let's start with what we know. The old tax regime is like that comfy old sweater you can't bear to throw away. It's familiar, reliable, and let's be honest, a little threadbare in places. Here's the gist. You pay taxes based on your income slab, and you get to claim a whole bunch of deductions and exemptions to reduce your taxable income. Think of it like a financial obstacle course. Navigate those deductions right, and you could save a bundle. We're talking deductions for things like house rent allowance, investments under Section 80C, and medical expenses. These deductions can significantly lower your tax liability, which sounds great, right? Well, hold your horses, buckaroo, there's more to this story. The new kid on the block, shiny and new, but is it better? Now let's talk about the new tax regime. This one's sleek, modern, and promises to be less of a headache. It's all about simplicity. The new regime offers lower tax rates across different income slabs. Sounds tempting, right? But here's the catch. You have to say goodbye to most of your beloved deductions and exemptions. Yep, you heard that right. No more house rent allowance deductions, no more Section 80C benefits, and so on. So it's a trade-off. Lower tax rates, but fewer ways to reduce your taxable income. It's like choosing between a smaller slice of a bigger cake or a larger slice of a smaller cake. Decisions. Tale of the tape comparing the contenders. In this showdown, we'll break down the pros and cons of each tax regime to help you make an informed decision. Let's pit these two tax titans against each other, shall we? It's a battle of tradition versus innovation, complexity versus simplicity. In this corner, we have the old regime, a seasoned veteran with a bag full of deductions. It's been around for years, offering a plethora of ways to reduce your taxable income. And in the opposite corner, the new regime, lean, mean, and touting lower tax rates. It's the new kid on the block, promising a streamlined process and fewer headaches. Here's a quick rundown of their key differences. The new regime wins this round, hands down. Lower tax rates make it an attractive option for many. It offers lower tax rates for most income levels, making it a straightforward choice for those who prefer simplicity. The old regime takes the cake here, with a smorgasbord of deductions and exemptions. If you have a lot of expenses, this might be the way to go. The new regime is your guy if you like things simple. No need to keep track of countless receipts and documents. Fewer deductions mean less paperwork and a less complicated tax filing process. It's all about ease and efficiency. So who wins this round? It's a draw. Both regimes have their merits and drawbacks. Each regime has its strengths and weaknesses. The old regime offers more ways to save, but the new regime simplifies the process. The best choice depends on your individual circumstances. Are you looking for simplicity or maximum savings? Stay tuned, folks, because things are about to get personal. We'll dive deeper into which regime might be the best fit for you. Section 5. Old Faithful's Perks: Why We Love Deductions. Let's be honest, we all love a good deduction. It's like finding a $20 bill in your old jeans. Pure joy. And the old tax regime is like a thrift store overflowing with those delightful deductions. Those deductions weren't just about saving tax. They were about encouraging us to do sensible things, like saving for retirement, buying a home, or getting health insurance. The old regime rewarded these behaviors with sweet tax breaks. For many, those deductions significantly reduced their tax liability, making the old regime a true friend indeed. But even the best of friends can have their downsides, as we'll see in the next round. Section 6. The Deduction Dilemma: Old Regime's Achilles Heel. Remember that labyrinth we talked about earlier, the one with all the deductions? Well, it turns out navigating that maze could be a real pain in the neck. The old regime was notorious for its complexity. There were so many deductions and exemptions, each with its own set of rules and regulations, that it could make your head spin faster than a tilt-a-whirl. You needed a spreadsheet, a calculator, and possibly a team of trained owls to decipher all the rules and maximize your deductions. And even then, you weren't guaranteed to get it right. It's no wonder people found the old regime about as much fun as a root canal. Section 7. New regime, new advantages, simplicity, and sweet, sweet cash. Now let's talk about the new kid on the block. The new tax regime is like that friend who always insists on splitting the bill evenly. Simple, straightforward, and no need to pull out the calculator. With fewer deductions to worry about, filing your taxes becomes a breeze. No more spending hours deciphering tax jargon or hunting down receipts. Just plug in your income, calculate your tax liability at the lower rates, and you're done. But the biggest draw of the new regime? Potentially more cash in your pocket. With lower tax rates across the board, you could end up paying less tax overall, even without all those fancy deductions. It's like getting a raise, except the government isn't the one giving it to you. Section 8. The new regime's kryptonite: missing those deductions. The new tax regime may be simpler and potentially put more money in your pocket, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Remember those deductions we talked about? The ones that helped you save for retirement, buy a home, and stay healthy? Well, the new regime says bye-bye to most of them. This means you might miss out on significant tax savings, especially if you've been diligently investing in things like PPF, LSS, or health insurance. It's like going to your favorite buffet and realizing they've replaced all the good dishes with salad. So, while the new regime might seem appealing at first glance, it's essential to consider the long-term implications of giving up those valuable deductions. Section 9. Picking your fighter: a guide to tax regime selection. Alright folks, it's time to choose your fighter. The tax regime you select can significantly impact your financial health, so it's crucial to make an informed decision. But how do you decide which tax regime is right for you? The choice can be overwhelming, especially with so many factors to consider. It's like trying to choose between pizza and tacos, both delicious, but which one satisfies your cravings better? Similarly, both tax regimes have their own set of benefits and drawbacks. Here's a handy-dandy guide to help you navigate this tax time dilemma. Calculate your taxes under both regimes. Don't just assume one regime is better based on gut feeling. Do the math. Take the time to calculate your tax liability under both regimes. Calculate your tax liability under both regimes to see which one works out in your favor. This step is crucial because it gives you a clear picture of your potential tax savings. Consider your financial goals. Are you saving for a house, retirement, or your child's education? Your financial goals can significantly influence your choice of tax regime. The deductions offered under the old regime can be invaluable for achieving these goals. For instance, if you're planning to buy a house, the old regime's deductions on home loan interest can be a big advantage. Factor in your risk appetite. If you're someone who likes to play it safe and maximize your tax savings, the old regime with its deductions might be a better fit. It offers a sense of security with its well-defined deductions. If you prefer simplicity and are comfortable potentially paying a bit more tax, the new regime could be your jam. The new regime simplifies the tax process by eliminating many deductions, making it easier to file your taxes. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Each individual's financial situation is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. The best tax regime for you depends on your individual circumstances and financial goals. Take the time to evaluate your options carefully, and don't hesitate to seek professional advice if needed. Your financial future is worth the effort. Section 10. And the winner is. It's up to you. So there you have it, folks. The grand showdown between the old and new tax regimes. The epic battle of the tax regimes. Who emerges victorious? Well, that's entirely up to you. The choice is in your hands. Both regimes have their pros and cons. The old regime, with its myriad of deductions, can be a treasure trove for those who know how to navigate it. The old regime offers a buffet of deductions, but can be as complex as a Rube Goldberg machine. It requires meticulous planning and a deep understanding of tax laws. The new regime, on the other hand, is refreshingly simple. It could leave you with more money in your pocket but says sayonara to most deductions. It's straightforward but might not be as beneficial for everyone. The key is to weigh your options carefully. consider your specific financial situation, and choose the regime that helps you achieve your financial goals while keeping your tax liability as low as legally possible. Think about your income, your expenses, and your long-term financial plans. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your taxes. The more you know, the better decisions you can make. So, arm yourself with information, do the math, and make an informed decision. Consult with a financial advisor if needed, and don't rush the process. After all, it's your hard-earned money we're talking about. Make sure you make the best choice for your financial future.